So I just made it through week 2 of The Artist's Way, and basically the whole chapter of the week 2 was all about recovering a sense of identity. And I felt like a lot of the chapter was pretty much around realizing people who could possibly be bringing you down creatively. She had names for them, like poisonous playmates or crazy makers. And I guess these are just kind of messy people who try to bring you down, who don't really want to see you go into your creativity, and they don't support you in that kind of sense. To be honest, that did not really resonate with me because I've been very selective with the people that I allow into my life. It was interesting to read it, and I don't know, I think I understand all this stuff. I feel like I've already read up on this kind of thing, so that part didn't really resonate with me. Oh, actually, the part of chapter 2 that I personally liked, and which I think kind of got to me, and I was like, oh yeah, this is something I need to work on, was it was about attention. And she was saying that people will tend to get lost in their own fantasy world, and they will dream about what could have been, what should have been, like another life that they could have had if they did this, if only I did this, if only I did that. Like, what could I have done? What path could I have taken to be at this level where I can dream of myself this way, and I'm not that way. So that was the thing that really got to me. And she spoke about her grandmother, and how her grandma was always she was very attentive, and she noticed all of the little things in life. She noticed the flower blooming in the garden. She noticed the cat that would walk, down the street every day. It really resonated with me because I feel like my grandmother, who passed away, is very similar. She would notice everything around her. She noticed all the small things in life. She was so kind to everyone, and she was curious about everything. She would see someone, be like, oh, I wonder what they do or what they're like. Or I've always wanted to be more like my grandmother, because she was just so, I feel like she was always present in the moment, and she was always curious about life. And she lived to about almost 102, and even in the last days, she was still curious about life. And that, she literally is probably the number one person that I strive to be like. I really like that chapter. And I think the interesting part of week 2 for this chapter was about attention and being present. And this was the exact week that my mom came to visit me. And I made it a point, and I told myself, this is the week that I'm going to be 100% present. I am going to not work. My mom came all the way from Hawaii, and she hasn't traveled internationally in 20 years. So I'm gonna make the most of it. Even if I get annoyed or irritated, I'm gonna just be grateful and present and just enjoy this moment right now. And I did, and wow, I have to say, this week I did a lot. I went karaokeing, I went to a gallery show with a friend, I went to a restaurant by myself and ate dinner, and I even chatted with the guy in the restaurant, and that was just so nice. I was I don't know, I just felt more open. It was interesting. I go to this gym, and I never talk to anyone at the gym. I'm always in my little bubble. I think I give off this energy, I'm just doing my own thing, please don't talk to me. And for some reason, I guess I gave a different energy, and I was more open. And I had a talk with one of the ladies in the sauna, and it was just so nice. I don't know, we were just chatting, and I was like, yeah, I'm from Hawaii, and I'm here now. And she was like, oh, that's so cool. wow, I can't believe it, you're from Hawaii. And like, I probably won't see her again, but I think just exchanging that conversation and that moment and smiling and, you know, it was really nice. And even when I went to the gallery show, I talked to everyone there. I talked to all the artists. And I'm not gonna lie, there were moments that I felt uncomfortable because probably the past 3.5 months, I have literally been in my own little bubble. And it's not to be mean or anything, not like I'm like, oh, I don't want to hang out. It's just, I think I've been so focused on finishing this children's book that I really want to finish it, that I'm not making time to like notice the small things or just chat with people. And that's what I really did this week. I can talk to people, and even if it's awkward, even if I don't know what to say, it's not the end of the world. And I think that was a really good lesson that I'm going to try to hold on to moving forward. Just a reminder of the type of person that I want to be. As much as I want this book to be done, I care more about human connections. I care about deep conversations, talks with people. I do like connecting with people. I do. And I think that's why I'm also making this video, because honestly, I want to connect with other artists. Anyone that's thinking of doing the artist's way and they're nervous or they just want to know what it's like, this could be a good way for them to see what it's like. I didn't get anything done. I'm not gonna lie. This week I did nothing. I usually color about 2 full pages a week for my book. I'm on page 21 or 22 out of 32 pages. And I know I have to go over the book because I spoke with my mom and she had quite a few edits, and I totally agree with all of the edits she had. But I really think it was worth it because I got to spend quality time with my mom, and this week was kind of all about being present, and it was about noticing the people in your life. Like in this chapter, she talks about making a circle of friends and the people who you probably shouldn't tell that you're doing the artist way with, and the people who are in your close group. And my mom is number 1 in that circle. And this was the very week that my mom came to visit me. And then she did have prompts again. So I have my prompts here. Okay, so for the prompts this week, she asked to list some activities that you did, and I pretty much just said all my list. Like, I did a ton of things. I went to a gallery show, karaoke'd with friends. Oh, I forgot to mention, I did a photo shoot with my friend the night before my parents came because we had the Airbnb to ourselves because my parents arrived in the morning. So I usually wouldn't have done a photo shoot, but I did it. Went to Algarve with my mom, went to the Garden of Eden, went to Obidos. Did a ton of stuff this week. Oh, okay, so another prompt was list 20 things you enjoy doing. So I'll just list it out really quick. So I wrote going to the dance club, dancing, taking a plane trip, hanging out in the park, making pottery, sewing patches onto my clothes, painting on canvas, doing difficult hikes, karaokeing, horseback riding, having a picnic, going to the zoo, ice skating, tanning at the beach, walking my dog, having deep talks with friends, making a funny dance video with friends, blasting music in the car and belting it out, dancing at a music festival, making a YouTube video, what I'm doing now, baking cookies, and watercolor painting. She also mentioned to add when you did it. I would say, honestly, most of these I've done pretty recently. Like, I've pretty much done a lot of these, like, at least within the past 2 years. And then she wrote, write down 2 things you avoided that you could have done. Pretty much I didn't work on my book this week. I didn't work on it. And to be honest, I feel a little bit bad about that. I really do wish I worked on my book, but I made this big realization. I feel like as artists, we have to take breaks. And I think about the good artists, like, because I follow a lot of music artists, and they take 2 to 5 year breaks before they release a new album. These are artists that take time between their albums. I think their albums are the best, and it's because they take that time. They make time to just be present and not just make art, but just live in the moment and enjoy what they are doing now. I really do think that is part of being an artist. You need to make time to do things that bring you to life so that you can make art from it. As guilty as I feel about not working on my book this week, which I do feel very guilty about, I am really happy that I stayed present and I didn't think about it too much. I was like, I am going to enjoy this moment, and I'm going to enjoy time with my mom, and I'm going to be open to chatting with anyone. If anyone wants to talk to me, I'm right here. Oh, okay. So she also spoke about reading your affirmations, which ones, caused a reaction, which ones didn't. To be honest, I didn't work that much with affirmations this week. I think I do have issues around that. I honestly think I do still have a little bit of a negative voice, like saying mean things to me. I don't know if I'm going to be able to work on it much next week because I am traveling to Amsterdam for 4 days with my mom and her husband this week, so I'm probably going to be exploring more and going to museums and shopping, but let's see if I do it. Maybe I will try to get a few affirmations in, like I'm a worthy artist, I am making art that the world has never seen, stuff like that. I really need to just try to put that into my brain. Another one of the prompts were return to your list of imaginary lives and add 5 more lives. That was kind of easy. So I wrote 4 other lives. I wrote an interior decorator, a social media marketer, a tour guide, yoga teacher, which I could see myself doing all of those. Maybe I can add one right now. I think I could see myself making online classes around digital drawing because I actually have done that before. So maybe like educating people on like drawing lessons or digital art. Yeah, and then the last part of the journal prompts was kind of like a life pie. Draw a circle, divide it into 6 pieces, and label them by spirituality, play, work, friends, romance, adventure. I would honestly say, since I started the book, I probably put most of my time and energy into the book, so I wasn't giving enough time for play, and just this week the play and the friends part went up really high, so that's good. My biggest issue right now is trying to figure out time. How can I manage working on this book and enjoying life? How can I manage getting these pages done and perfect and looking good and still having time to have fun and hang out with friends and do fun things? And that is the area that I need to kind of mesh together and figure out just a good common ground there. Another part of the journal prompts were list 10 changes that you would like to make for yourself, from significant or to the small to large ones. So I wrote, I would like to sew patches onto my jacket. I think I really need to do that because I've mentioned this like so many times, and I have a lot of patches, and I love having patches because it helps me express myself as an artist. I would like to paint just for fun, get lost in a new city, learn a new song on the piano, read a storybook. The last thing I wrote was lose track of time. And I used to do that all the time when I was younger. I would, draw or play dolls and just forget about everything in the world and just be so present. Yeah, this week I think was literally just all about realizing that as much as work seems like the most important thing, for me, the most important thing is the connection that I share with myself and with my close family and friends and the world. Like, being successful is not the most important thing, to me at least. To me, it's those special connections that I've shared with people throughout my life. The connection that I shared with my mom and like having her visit me, like it means so much. And I'm not even kidding. I've literally been crying like the past 2 days because it's like, it literally is a mixture between I'm so grateful to have someone in my life who loves me this much, and like I'm sorry I'm getting dark. I know that one day my mom will not, age. I'm gonna have to deal with it one day. I know this, and it sucks. I'm just so grateful that I get to spend quality, deep, special, sentimental time with my mother. I think I was just crying because like it sucks to see my mom get older, and like, it's like that's just life though, like you start to slow down, it starts to get harder to do things, and it was honestly really painful to see that, even though like I know that that's a part of life and we're all gonna go through these things, but it made me very emotional this week. But it was, more than anything, it was a feeling of gratefulness. I feel beyond grateful that I got to experience such special moments with people that I love. And then for the last part of this week 2 is the morning pages. And for the morning pages this week, to be honest, I didn't write as much. I think there was one day I probably wrote less than 3 sentences. I also told myself I don't think it's as big of a deal to journal first thing in the morning. I'm not a morning person, so when I wake up, I am not in the mood to write. So this week I kind of made it a point to eat my food first, do a morning class first, and then journal. And my thoughts were less angry, I feel like I wake up and I'm just in a shitty mood. Like those people who are not morning people? That's me. So when I journal first thing, I'm just like, man, I'm grumpy. I don't want to journal. I'm not in the mood to write. I want to eat. Give me coffee. So I think making it a point to journal a little bit after I eat breakfast and have my classes, it's a lot better. I have not done 3 pages this week. Because part of the morning pages is you're supposed to do 3 pages every single morning, 3 full pages. I did 3 pages probably 4 to 5 out of the 7 days this week, which is not bad. I think the one thing I'll notice is doing the morning pages, I think it helps me get my thoughts out because I have so many thoughts in my head all of the time. I think doing the morning pages helps me get all of my thoughts that are in my head out onto paper so that I can think a little bit more clearer. Doing 3 pages is like giving me this extra push, like get out those ideas. You have even more ideas. Push, clear your head even more so that the creativity can start coming through. Something I noticed this week, kind of near the end of the week, is I feel like my stream of consciousness is starting to like clear, and I've noticed myself saying poetry in my head, and it's like pretty good poetry. I didn't write it down yet, but I feel like creative ideas and creative thoughts are slowly starting to like come into my brain, which is really nice. Overall, this has been a really great week, and I'm excited to see how next week goes. I hope this inspired anyone watching this, and this would mean so much to me if you could like or comment, or like if you're going through the artist way, to let me know how it is, because I'm really curious to see how it is for other people. I don't know, this is something I'm so passionate about, and I've always been interested in like being a creative and being an artist, and I feel like every single person, we look at the world so differently. So I'm curious to see how how it affects other people, or if you're thinking of doing the artist way, or if you have other books that have helped you a lot, or yeah, just let me know what you think, or yeah, if you like it, give it a thumbs up. Yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna make another week. I'm gonna make another video for next week, and we will see how Artist's Way week 3 goes. Okay, thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye. Oh, actually in Hawaii we say aloha and we go like this. So, aloha.